Education, something that we, as humans, naturally crave, desire, and covet. And often, we will go to great lengths to get the best education possible, which is why Julie Zhu and many other immigrants moved to America, for the education system admired by the world. The Power of Education by Jennifer Kai. Julie Zhu was born in 1966 in Chengdu, China, and she was raised in a typical Chinese family, where the mother took care of the children and the father worked to support the family. She had 2 older brothers, and they all received standard Chinese public school education. She would move to Jiangxi when she was 8 because of the rather violent Cultural Revolution going on during that time, and her parents wanted her and her brothers to be safe. In Jiangxi, she continued her public school education and lived a pretty simple yet happy life. When she graduated from high school, Zhu attended Tongji University in Shanghai, where she studied architecture, and she proceeded to move to Zhuhai, where she worked as an architect for 9 years. But in 1997, she decided to move to the United States. Why? To pursue and continue her education to receive her master's degree. But why go through the effort and hardship of coming to the United States and accomplishing her goals? Well, in her interview, she explains the major differences between the Chinese and American education systems, cultures, and lifestyles, making it clear that the American life was more appealing to her. Based on her experience with the Chinese education system in college, Zhu thinks that the Chinese education system does not offer the independence and freedom in choosing what you learn. She described it as a fixed program that cannot be changed, and she states that it is prepared for the students, not giving them much choice to study something else that they are interested in. However, Zhu thought that although it lacked the freedom, the Chinese education system was very rigorous and had very strict training, which was good for mastering certain skills at a higher level. Then, in 1997, Zhu moved to the US for the education system in which she could choose her major. Zhu was able to immigrate to the US because, as she states, it is an immigration country, and they welcomed all excellent students all over the world. After being admitted to a college in America, the United States provided these student immigrants with student visas to study, which facilitated the process of immigrating greatly. Zhu attended the University of Illinois at Chicago, and she majored in urban planning and policy and statistics. Instantly, she noted the differences between the 2 education systems, and she experienced those differences for herself. What she liked the most about the American education system was the independence to choose her classes and curriculum, the ability to change her program if she did not like it anymore, and the freedom to stay out of politics and focus on her studies. Another difference was the teaching style, because whereas in China, it was more strictly teaching and teachers asking the students questions, Zhu says in America the teachers have more discussions and collaborations together. In addition, Zhu says that in America it was easier to find a part-time job while she studied, while in China they mostly focused on the studies. But overall, she thinks that the college lifestyle was pretty similar. However, Zhu explains, the culture is very different and was something that she had to adjust to. Although she thought that most of the people she met were very friendly and welcoming, she had a difficult time being away from her family and friends back home, something that she was very used to. In China, Zhu says that their lives revolved around family ties, and most things occurred in a big group. However, in the United States, everything was based on the individual. Thus, the biggest influence American culture had on her was the independence that she was exposed to. She was not accustomed to being so independent and alone, so she had to learn how to do everything by herself, including studying hard, working hard, and building up a new life. However, accomplishing these tasks were no simple feat, and she often felt lonely and wanted to return to China to stay with her family. Zhu said that she was able to get over it and adjust to these homesick feelings because there were many interesting things to do and see in America. intriguing her and causing her to continue on her journey as an immigrant. She graduated in 2001 and decided to apply for jobs because after her college experience, she realized she wanted to continue her life in the United States of America. After her graduation, she sent out many applications but faced difficulty in actually getting a job because even with a strong academic record, she lacked some communication skills. The language barrier and her weakness in English was more profound in finding a job, so she had to put a lot of extra effort into standing out. Eventually, she did find a job, but her working experience was much different from her school life because she had to actually interact and collaborate with people. This brought her some challenges, but also helped her assimilate into American culture and society quicker. After a couple of years, Zhu thinks she pretty much completely adjusted to American life, and she was ready to start a family. She decided to stay in America and raise her family instead of moving back to China because she received many opportunities and freedoms to pursue her dreams, and she wanted her children to continue to have those too. So she moved to California where her husband was working, and she raised a family, which she continues to do till this day. As seen throughout history many times before, the human craving for knowledge influences the lives of people like nothing else can.